It's estimated that there are upwards of 5,000 skate parks across the world. These parks vary in size, quality, and material, and no two parks are alike. Some have massive bowls end to end. Others cater to the technical rider, offering jibby prefab features. No matter the obstacle, it's up to the rider to determine how they navigate it. 10 skate parks in particular have earned their place above the rest as the most recognizable and impactful in the world of scootering. GC Compound. An indoor dreamland of the Gold Coast of Australia, GC Compound had a historic run in the early 2010s that fostered a huge wave of Australian pros. Documented in viral games of scoot, calling the shots, fails and bails, and of course progressive video parts, GC Compound was the crown jewel of Eastern Australia from 2010 to 2016. You may recall young shredders like Jesse Bays, Kyle Barnes, Jed Adams, Billy Janthorne, Jacko Maguire, and Robbie Menzies shredding here regularly. YouTube legend Dylan O'Leary published some of the most popular videos of all time at this park. The team games of Scoot racked up hundreds of thousands of views over the years, and they're still talked about to this day. Ryan Williams utilized this state-of-the-art park to prepare for his early tours with the Nitro Circus, tossing then unimaginable tricks into their foam pit. GC Compound may have been short-lived, but it was a park that scooter riders across the globe still dream of one day riding. OG Claremont, the quintessential SoCal skate park. Located in Claremont, San Diego, California, the YMCA has seen more historic scootering than just about anywhere else in the world. Frequented by the powerhouse Lucky Scooters dynasty in the early 2010s, it seemed that scooters practically owned the skate park in its heyday. In the years prior to the Skatercross course being added, Claremont was pretty much the go-to for all West Coast scootering events. Host of the discontinued SD competitions, many US riders earned their stripes here. People like Dakota Schutz, the Funk Brothers, Vincent Cadrona, Derek Marr, Cody Flum, Jordan Robles, Jay Clark, Clayton Lindley, and many more participated in this annual event. Apart from the comps, the park also became a viral equivalent to GC Compound for US riders. The hit video Scooter Freestyle, World's Best Pro Scooter Riders by famous filmmaker Devin Supertramp was largely filmed here, among other parks. Coda's double flip no-hander, Jay Clark's heel kick Bright Buttercup, and Ryan Williams' double flare were all put down at Clary. The mini ramp in the small section also proved to be a big hit with scooter riders. To cap it off, a viral video of scootering YouTuber Tanner Fox and BMX legend Harry Main blew up after Tanner held his own in a game of flare with a BMX veteran. Toward the middle of the game, Main said,
"I don't give a shit whether someone rides a scooter, a mountain bike, rollerblades, or an RC car with an engine strapped to the back of it. I like everything. If someone has fun doing it, they can do it."
Which appeared to bring a necessary dose of respect to the scootering community at the time. Claremont is still popular today after opening more than 25 years ago, and there are no signs of stopping. The Incline Club, New Jersey. The East Coast scootering scene has as rich of a history as the West Coast, and in no small part due to the legendary indoor skate park. Located in Lakewood, New Jersey for 17 years, the Incline Club was a haven for skateboarders, BMX riders, and scooter riders to have fun in an inclusive environment and learn new tricks. The park featured a large and small resi, mini ramps, kink rails, and their most popular feature, the step up. Some famous tricks to go down on this ramp are Tommy Christiana's District 2016 Ender, a 720 full whip, and Nick Tedrick's 360 inward kick whip to bar. Other tricks to go down include Josh Kish's front flare, and then 11-year-old Kiara Maid's 720, the first landed by a female in May 2010. Other riders to throw down at TIC include Hunter Betchel, Colin Da Silva, Joe Armstrong, and John Marco Gatos. There's no doubt the Incline Club will remain a treasured relic and is looked back on fondly today. Dside Skate Park, one of the UK's most prominent indoor skate parks, and at one point home base for plenty of park shredders. Known by its nickname, Evolution Extreme Skate Park hosted the first ever ISA World Championships in 2012 and changed scootering forever. In a single park competition, Dakota Schutz rolled away from a front flip, whip rewind, and a backflip whip rewind double whip. Raymond Warner stomped a flip quint whip over the box backwards. Yara Mini put down one of the first Manny to fronty drops the sport has ever seen in its time. And to cap it off, Ryan Williams not only chucked a stylish 1080, but the first double flare ever seen in a competition that was followed by an absolutely electric response from the crowd and fellow competitors. It's as if that one day was frozen in time because of how impactful it was for the sport. Dside continued to be a hotspot for scooter riders until its closing of the doors in May of 2020 to provide space for coronavirus patients. Cundra Skate Park, the only example on this list where one rider is responsible for almost the entire reputation of a skate Skatepark. Cundra Skatepark in the Sunshine Coast of Australia is home to none other than Ryan Williams. The iconic blue sun covers, the perfect 6-foot mini, and the Jibby bank to rail makes this decade-old skatepark instantly recognizable. Ryan Williams honed in his world-class scootering skills here for years. It is featured in hours of footage in everything from web edits 1, 2, and 3 to games of Scoot with the late Luke Berlin, and a Calling the Shots video with Juzzy Carter shot by Nikkei Films, and an iconic game of Scoot against Coda. Perhaps the most impressive trick in scootering history, and certainly the best one landed at Cundra, is R. Willie's backflip to nose manual to backside 180 to fakie front flip. An absolutely mind bender of a combo that Ryan himself describes as one of the hardest tricks he's ever done. The reaction after the rollaway says it all.
I did it. Nick, I did it, bro.
Cundra is one of the skate parks that was built years ago, so it doesn't have the formulaic features as many parks suffer from today. The flow is perfect, minimal pushing, and unbelievable amplitude is achievable here. And it's no question how Ryan became the most dominant rider in the sport for growing up at this gym in Eastern Australia. Rush Skate Park, another England relic. Rush was the go-to for European park and street scootering at one point. Host of the 2014 Worlds, which was arguably the most game-changing in scootering history. Rush became an instant classic. The flowy park section made up of a kicker box, tall quarters, a deep sushi dish, hips, a pill-shaped ramp, and the iconic vert wall on one side. It was clear the scooter world was in for a treat when riders from across the world showed up to compete. Massive tricks like Clayton Lindley's buttercup drop into the quarter or Max Peters' manual to front flip drop were put down in the same competition. And who could forget one of the most iconic competition tricks in scootering history, Dylan Morrison's flare quad bar spin. The street competitions hosted here are equally as groundbreaking. Seeing riders like Ryan Williams throwing a 270 whip front lip down the scary down rail. This was also the emergence of East Coast OG John Dev when he took the top spot in the competition that year. 2014 put Rush on the map, and it's sustained that value to the sport in the years since. Montreux Skate Park, Switzerland. Arguably the most beautiful country in the world, and this skate park is true to that. Made of high quality wood, Montreux Skate Park has remained in good shape and unchanged for years. The features are timeless and versatile, so it's an obvious choice for an annual contest. It's hosted plenty of competitions and team tours over the years, most notably the Montreux Scooter Contest, an annual throwdown in the street section and mini ramp of the park. In its early years, the Montreux Scooter Contest had names such as Benjamin Frant, Maxime Legrand, Flavio Picenti, Matt McKean, and Remy Bouchard in attendance. This was one of the most progressive and highest energy contests in scootering history. The park is flowy with plenty of bank transition and a tight little channel gap made up of 2 quarters on one side. The other side provides Euro gaps to rails and ledges as well as hubbas and a down rail on the left. Notable hammers to go down here consist of Dakota Schutz's front scooter flip gap out of the mini, Boris Germain's huge 180 whip bar from bank to bank, and Martin Andre's ridiculous bar back lip to bar to fakie to 540 cab whip to bar into a mellow bank. Next we have Monster Skate Park in Australia. Sydney is a city that much of the Aussie scooter scene calls home, and Monster Skate Park is that second home. It's a part indoor, part outdoor haven of sturdy skate light and massive ramps. Everyone from Cody Donovan to Sean Williams to Max Peters, Luke Berlin, and Robbie Weir have left an incredible mark on the skate park by showcasing ahead of their time scooter tricks on the Resi Box, Vert Ramp, Waterfall Step Up, and Rainbow Rail features. Shockingly, Monster was hit with a devastating fire in May of 2017 that damaged roughly half of the skate park. Although we are fortunate and the situation wasn't worse, the park wouldn't reopen completely until December of the following year. Today, Monster is providing top-of-the-line ramps for pros and novices alike to hone in their skills. A park that overcame a rather large rock in the road has persevered through it all in a way that scooter riders know all about. Corby. It may just be the most impressive skate park in the world, and it is certainly the most diverse in terms of features and catering to riders' abilities. Corby, also known as Adrenaline Alley in central England, is the home of some of the most talented scooter riders in the world, rookies and veterans. First constructed in 2006, Corby has been visited by over 1 million riders and other guests, many of which are prominent figures in the scootering community. In fact, Corby is one of the first commercial skate parks that welcomed scootering with open arms. As a result, the talent they fostered all those years ago keeps coming back today. England has been known for its unpredictable weather patterns, so a solid indoor skate park is essential for the athletes that call the UK home. Contests hosted at Corby consist of Action Space and Scoot Fest, as well as a few ISA events over the years. On any given day, a Corby visitor may see names such as Jordan Clark, Jaden Sharman, Jack Ward, Charlie Dyson, Callum Connor, and many others cruising around. As for world's first, Corby has provided too many to count. Jamie Hull's OHLAY trick of the year was stopped there. Jack Ward's ridiculous double nothing front scoot was put down over the big park box. Jordan Clark has put down countless double flare combos in the small room. The list goes on. The future looks bright for this nearly 20-year-old skate park, and the scooter world will certainly continue to embrace it. Woodward. As it's acclaimed in the TV show, a sleepaway camp like no other. Woodward is essentially a skate park village, with locations spreading all across North America and soon to be Australia. In terms of impact on scootering though, we'll reference East and West for the list. Both Woodwards have arguably contributed equally to the growth, exposure, and culture of scootering. However, it was Woodward West that offered the first scooter camp over a decade ago in 2012, with the help of Kim Funk, mother of the Funk Bros. Woodward West hosted a Scooter Tees summer camp for pros and newcomers to utilize the world-class facility. Parks like the Hangar, the Mega Ramp, and Poco Loco are among the few at West that really paved the way for scootering to be integrated into the Woodward family. The Stallion Springs Paradise has become a bucket list destination for countless riders. Woodward is a training facility at its core, so emphasis on safe progression has allowed tons of world's first to go down, similar to Corby. Dakota Schutz's Flare Flat springs to mind. Capron Funk's double front flip, Ryan Upchurch's 900 turn down, Jesse Aikita's decade transfer on the Peacock ramp in the Hangar, Vincent Caderna's ridiculous combos over the famed Spank, and the list goes on. Say Woodward around young and old scooter riders and heads will definitely turn. Skate parks will always be judged by the eye of the beholder, but it is without question that these parks stand above the rest for the communal impact on scootering and their contributions to the riders that shred them today.